Hello, hello, and welcome to another edition of Pick a Card Tarot Reading. I always say I'm just going to wing it with these intros, and maybe I shouldn't. Anyway, thank you to those of you who are returning despite my intros, and welcome to those of you who are still here, maybe because of my intro. Today, we are just taking a quick look, just like connecting with Spirit really quickly to get like what I'm calling like hot tip from Spirit. Emphasis on hot because I'm in Los Angeles and it is 10 trillion degrees outside. It is also 10 trillion degrees where you are. Solidarity. But yes, we just want to kind of like, sometimes the in-depth readings are awesome and, I do a lot of them on this channel, but sometimes it's nice just to get a little quick hot tip from Spirit, like in the sense that like, yes, I know all the tiny pieces I need to put together to get my life where I want it to be, or reach this goal or what have you. But also sometimes I feel like it can be overwhelming. You're like, oh, I have to do this and this and this and this, and you're like, I just want one thing to focus on right now. Like I know there's a lot I have to kind of get my ducks in a row, so to speak. And sometimes I think it's nice just to have like one clear thing to focus on. So these were designed to be short and sweet, and the pile numbers will be below in the description box. And if you're still here and enjoy these readings, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you to everybody who does that. I really love them, and I really do try to respond to as many people as I can. And it helps me do more of these. So let's get to it. All right, pile one. You've got the moss agate. Can you see it? Is it focused? Oop. So I'm just showing off my nails, which I'm calling clouds in my coffee. All right, pile two. You've got moonstone. And then pile three, we've got amethyst. Trying to get it in focus, but. All right, so again, the pile numbers and timestamps will be in the description below, and I will see you at your pile or piles. Yeah, let's get some hot tips from Spirit, y'all. Bye. Hello, hello. If you are here, you picked pile one for what is Spirit's hot tip for you. And you chose this pile based on the moss agate crystal point. I love moss agate. Do I have another one around? Oh yeah, I've got another one, I believe. Maybe this isn't, maybe they're different. You know what? I know this is moss agate. And I love moss agate because it's such a nurturing stone. It's green, so it has all to do with the heart chakra. And it's kind of a stone as like, moss can kind of grow anywhere, right? Almost anywhere, despite conditions or in spite of conditions. And this is a stone just really reminding you of that and to take this time to like nurture yourself. Pile one. So that's Spirit's number one hot tip for you so far. But let us see. I've got some Sylvia Oracle cards, a couple tarot, and then I'm closing out with the Celtic Tree Oracle because the guidebook has some gorgeous messages from Spirit that are quite literally like message from Spirit. So that seems like a very hot tip to end the hot tip tarot reading on. Don't you think, pile one? All right, I'll stop rambling and get right into it. So let's start with these oracle cards. And I did pre-pull, but I don't pre-look. So let's go on this journey together. All right, you've got a blonde woman and a blonde file. And this is the 8 of Cups. Usually that's what it's associated with. And then we've got in reverse, displeasure. I'm not even going to try to read the German upside down. And that is the 9 of Swords, I believe, in reverse. Or, usually associated with, rather. So just off of these, the blonde woman, she's very sweet. But also, what I think is interesting is that she kind of like, you see how she's kind of like showing off her little very risque ankle? It can kind of hint to jealousy, or, maybe feeling like somebody's treading on your territory, quote unquote, so to speak, whatever that means to you, pile one. And yeah, there's a sort of displeasure about it where just like an annoyance. Like, I don't think it's like huge, like, like say you're, in a relationship and somebody's trying to steal your partner. I don't think it's like that, but like somebody might be just be kind of like stepping on your toes or like infringing on almost like this is gonna sound weird, but like the identity you fit within a certain social group, like it almost feels like maybe somebody almost feels like an uncanny version of you is almost what I'm getting, where it's like, yeah, we should get along because like we're very similar. We're very similar. And like, oh, you know what I mean, Pile One? I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's Spirit saying, you know, there might be some displeasure around that, but to also let's examine it with the tarot cards, because I think that's what we're going to hop into. And if this isn't something you've experienced, this doesn't necessarily have to be a person or like that exact thing, but yeah, somebody treading on your territory in a way that's not destructive, but just annoying enough, and maybe even just kind of grating you. Pile One is what I'm getting. So let's go on some tarot. We've got, ooh, the Lovers. Okay, well, maybe I spoke too soon, Pile One. Maybe I spoke too soon. It's a beautiful card. And then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, or Clarity in reverse. So yeah, it feels like there's almost like, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like Spirit's hot tip is, I think you're usually somebody who likes to go, you know, play out scenario in your head, like, you know, probability, like you're a very mental probability outcome focused person. And I think the hot tip from Spirit is like to help you with this choice, or to help you with whatever is irking you, you have to be in your body. Like, because the Lovers also has to do with choice, right? Maybe I'll cover this up. I don't know if, anyway, for YouTube. But Pile One, I think Spirit's hot tip for you is to not abandon, you know, your mental faculties. Like, obviously they've gotten you to a certain place, but I think when you keep thinking about it, like, where this jealousy, which I think is also just coming off as annoyance. Like, it could be jealousy, it could be annoyance, it could be a fun combination of both. It's all been there. But I think usually you are used to, yeah, like kind of problem solving in your head. And Spirit's hot tip for you is like, with this choice or with this predicament or what have you, you need to be in your body to help you make that decision. Whatever that means to you. And the way I kind of think of that is like, you know, pay attention to where in your body you're having sensations when the situation or person comes up. Listen to your body and kind of allow it to, you know, be like, hey feeling, this is, I don't like that my teeth are clenching right now, but it's happening and it's good that I'm noticing it. That sort of thing. And it'll kind of help it'll help like supplement any sort of mental gymnastics you're doing. But I think, again, Spirit's very hot tip is don't get too in your head about it, which isn't that the funnest tip of all? I say that as somebody who loves to be in their head and is every day working on directing my mind in better and better ways. But enough about me, Pile One. Let's continue with you. Yeah, see, wow, you've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. Wow, we love it. And then you have the Tower in reverse. Okay, interesting. Oh, and this is your Celtic Tree Oracle card, and you got Boolean Honeysuckle. My Celtic and Gaelic is not existent. So if anybody knows how to pronounce the first word, I am all ears. But Pile One, this is so good. Like, again, whatever this like annoyance or displeasure is, or maybe jealousy or fun mix of those weird, I don't even want to call them, but those sensations. Because we have those sensations, and it's the jealousy or the anger, the bitterness grows when we continue to fester on it. Like, we can let it flow through us, you know, feel it in our body. Or again, I keep getting mental gymnastics. And I think Pile One, Spirit's very hot tip for you, especially with the Tower in reverse. It's like, this isn't to say, you know, whatever the situation you're going through isn't important or hasn't been trying in its own ways. But I think really what Spirit's saying is it's not as big a deal. Like, oop, I just knocked it down. I knocked down a couple. See, oh my gosh, I just knocked down a couple crystals as I went to go grab a book, and it was like nothing happened, nothing broke. It was just like a whoops. And literally as I was grabbing the guidebook just to see what the reversal read, I think that's what Spirit's hot tip is. It's, you know, there might be some discomfort. There might be some displeasure, if you will. But to get out of that, Spirit's hot tip is to, like, especially with the Ace of Pentacles, like that new beginning, and like Pentacles, earth, body, like be grounded in your body. And like, look at how proud this crow is. They're just, and it's kind of cool. the way that there's like clouds on both sides of them, almost like they could bring either rain or snow or like whatever it will, but it's because they've grounded themselves. But yes, pile 2, really quickly after that little anecdote, I do want to go clarify a little bit with the guidebook, just because I do like reading the guidebook sometimes, and I'm being called to do that. But if this is resonating with you so far, definitely let me know in the comments. Yeah, change is inevitable, and when the Tower appears in reverse, it is a sign that you are doing everything in your power to prevent the necessary course of action. In doing so, you're delaying the experience you need to learn from to move forward. Yeah, so, and again, I think it's just, again, it's really just saying, be in your body, like allow this new beginning where these sensations aren't just cut off, you know, like it's not like I only think, you know, only go with my mind, like only move with my head, so to speak. Like your body is part of this equation. Pile 1 is really what I'm hearing. But to close your reading, we are going to look at the message from the honeysuckle from the Celtic Tree Oracle. And I love ending readings on this because the book has, like I said in the intro, just in case you weren't there, just really short and to the point, or, you know, brief, succinct, if you will, and to the point messages literally from spirit. And I feel like that's a good way to end this reading and to tie up any loose ends here, because I'm really just like hearing like spirit's hot tip is be in your body, be in your body. Yeah, keywords: seeking hidden secrets, the lantern that lights the path, the need to protect something important, bringing the lights to darkness, illumination, clarity, restoration, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Yeah, so this is a really beautiful card to get, pile 1. And here's the message from the honeysuckle. I offer you the lovely scent of my flowers. I attract beauty and offer sweet nectar for the hummingbirds and the bees. I am here to remind you of your own sweetness and your own ability to attract good things into your life. You attract beauty when you choose beautiful thoughts, feelings, actions, and activities. Right, and see, I think that already plays into here where there's like mental gymnastics, and maybe you've stayed in this, you know, mental merry-go-round, if you will, because the sensation seems like it's going to be kind of uncomfortable, or might, you know, bring back up old feelings. But once you allow yourself to be in your body with that sensation, to really reground yourself, it's going to be so much easier to let it go, pile 1. Yeah, oh my gosh, here we go. It says, you are growing new things. Allow yourself to develop naturally. Cultivate your inner garden with seeds of love and intention. Follow the spiraling pattern that I create as I grow, and know that this is how you too grow. Follow the spiral into your center and out again. What is hidden can be found. Pay attention to synchronicities and dreams. These are your allies in discovering your own inner knowing and true essence. At the center of your heart lies desire and dreams and aspirations. Great treasure is available within you. Bring these inner resources to the light so they can be shared. Bring them forward for activation. They hold the secret to your soul's purpose and your spiritual journey. Yeah, that's really powerful, pile 1. Just because I feel, again, with the mental gymnastics that's been going on, this avoidance of being present in your body, it served a purpose, right? Of like being that almost separation. But this is a reminder there's nothing separate, right? And that's why this mind-body connection is so important. There's nothing separate. And so, and it's all part of the process. As I know, like, oh, that can be when you're going through it. But as somebody who's, you know, we're all going through something at some time, all the time. When you reframe, when you're able to reframe, and I'm not saying that every situation, you know, is like this, but when you're able to look at a situation and be like, no, this is serving me right now, because now I get to do X, Y, Z, or now I'm learning how to do this. It can feel very silly and almost like you're talking down to yourself, but then you start to realize it's all here. I don't know how else to say it, pile 1, but yeah, that's your hot tip from spirit. Yeah, if this resonated with you, please, you know, like, comment, share, subscribe. That is huge, and I greatly appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and you're staying cool and hydrated wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye, all. Hello, hello. If you're here, you picked pile 2 for what is Spirit's hot tip for you. And you picked the pile with the moonstone. Love a good moonstone. And moonstone, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's a very feminine stone. Of course, it's associated with the moon. Makes sense. But it's very connected to intuition, you know, third eye chakra, that feminine intuition and ability to receive and connect with spirit. So right now, just off of this pile too, spirit's like, either you are in the receptive zone and ready to receive, as that would suggest, or if you feel like, that's not me, spirit's like, we would like you to get there because we have a lot we would like to give you. Spirit always wants to give awesome things. So let's see, pile 2, what is spirit's hot tip for you? We're gonna go with the Sylvia Oracle cards first, and then a couple tarot, and then close with the Celtic Tree Oracle because they have a nice little message from spirit, which feels like a great way to end a hot tip from spirit reading. All right, so let's hop to it. I pre-pulled but did not pre-look, so let's go, pile 2. All right, you've got Wedding in reverse, Hochzeit auf Deutsch, and you've got Country House right side up, Landhaus. Interesting, pile 2. I feel like, okay, especially with the moonstone, these two feel so, especially since the wedding is in reverse, because if these were both upright, it'd be like, oh my gosh, literally wedding and then like the white picket fence, quote unquote, or whatever that is to you, like the country house, the dream life. But with it in reverse, I don't even know if this is spirit's hot tip so much as like, they're like, why are you straddling this? Like there's something you're straddling, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It'd be like a job or something where it's like, there's part of you that's like, oh, I can have it all, I can do it. And there's another part of you that's like, it's gonna blow up in my face. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be right there, and then it's gonna, like there's a part of you that feels like it's gonna be just taken away from you. And spirit's kind of saying like, baby, why? But yeah, let's look at your tarot cards to see what their hot tip is for you. Because I feel like right now they're, especially with the moonstone again, it's like there are two very strong opposing notions in you, and it might have caused like just, you know what, I'm gonna stop talking, let's just keep going, pile 2, but definitely let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. All right, we've got the sun upright, love that, and then the 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so I think what's, especially with the sun underneath the wedding in reverse, I think spirit is saying, whatever this thing you think is gonna like blow up in your face or like gonna be taken away from you last second, like that's not gonna happen. Or like this burden you're carrying is kind of needless, like especially when I see it in reverse. Because usually the 10 of Wands is about, you know, I can't even pull them up, carrying this weight, this load, but like this completion, like finally, you know, coming to an end. But within reverse, it's like you're needlessly carrying it. And spirit's like, please stop carrying this fear. Like the sun is here. Like this, like it's almost like kitty corner. Like it feels like there's like, spirit's like, you're crisscrossing. I don't understand. Like we want to give you the sun. We want to give you the dream life, whatever that is to you. Like the completion, the wholeness, because you are whole. Like let us show you that, is what I'm kind of hearing, pile 2. Yeah, let's look at your other tarot from the field tarot. We've got, wow, the moon in reverse. Okay, I'm freaking out. I'm not freaking out, but it just makes so much sense. And then the star upright. Look at how this like literally patterns, pile 2. I'm kidding. It's reminding me of The Office. Snip, snap, snip, snap. Like spirit's like, what do you want? Like we want to give you the joy. Like we promise. Like it's not an illusion, right? Which would like the moon in reverse would suggest to me. They're like, no, like we're coming in on the sun, and then you kind of keep having these doubts that kind of block it out. And that's not to say, pile 2, like shame on you for being scared at all, because we've all been there. But I think more than anything, especially with the star over the 10 of Wands reverse, it's like you are giving up this, I don't even want to say illusion, but like this burden, you see that it's it's not as big as it seems. Like you're able to see that now. Like I'm gonna look really quickly. Oops, wrong guidebook. Me in the field tarot, because I want to see something about this star specifically. But yeah, please let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you. But this like I am just pile 2. I think Spirit's hot tip is it's not like make up your mind. I mean, maybe it is, but I think it is make up your mind. It's, do you want to keep being in this will I like, you know, denial of the joys that Spirit wants to give you? Or do you want to move forward and like be in that receptive energy? Is what I'm getting. Sorry, I'm flipping through this. It's very hot where I am, and sometimes you just gotta move a little slower, guys. Yeah, the star signifies a magical time of growth and purpose. There's a sense that you are blessed by the universe. Hope and faith are with you, and anything is possible. So be sure to reach for the stars, and you'll find your highest self. And the star comes after the Tower. So maybe any sort of cataclysmic things in the past that have kind of had you in these patterns, right? Well, it has happened in the past. Like historically, this has happened to me and I've gotten effed in a bad way. It's like, yes, that happened and it's done. Like that hard part is done. Like allow yourself this new beginning, this joy, because Spirit's like, please let us give it to you. I keep hearing that, like, let us give it to you. Like, again, that like trust yourself. Like when you do feel that like giddiness about being able to have it all, and I hate that term because it's part of hustle culture. Anyway, whatever that means to you, living your ideal life, having a fulfilling, happy, impactful life, sort of thing. Pile 2. All right, I'm going to close with your Celtic Tree Oracle, and you pulled the Ada White Poplar Aspen. And what's interesting is this card is very much a card of like fall and autumn, like death and this cycle of death, you know, that comes before the rebirth, right? The star, the sun, and it's about protection. So I think Spirit's hot tip is, it's like, hey, we know you're scared from previous experiences that have taught you that, you know, things might get taken away from you last minute, or, you know, the dream is an illusion. Right? We know that's happened in the past. But you're carrying that burden, and we're unable to help you get to where you want to be. And they're like, this is just pile 2. This is just ultra confirming it for me, because this is like all about protection. They're like, you are protected. Go out. Whatever that means to you. But let me read pile 2 for you. The message from the White Poplar Aspen Spirit. Because it's like an armor. It's like a shield. It's like you are so protected. So, I mean, that isn't to be like, go buck wild and do things that you would absolutely regret as a moral person. But, you know, like if you're nervous about something, or re-entering situations, or putting yourself out there in any capacity, it's like Spirit's like, no, dude, you're protected, and like you have to do that in order to get this thing. So like, don't be carrying this unnecessary burden. Like, you've learned from it. The tower has collapsed. You are ready to, a star is born, if you will. Yeah, these keywords are adversity, endurance, determination, spiritual strength, the small voice of God, guidance, encouragement, courage, protection. Okay, here we go, pile 2. We are the poplar and the aspen. Our leaves whisper to you in the breeze. When our leaves turn colors in the fall, they are flames against the sky. We burn with intent. Take a moment to enjoy the experience of autumn before we lose all of our foliage. Foliage. Continuing. And stand barren in winter's cold. Now take a moment to notice what cycle you are in within your own life. Is it fall or winter for you right now? Challenges, loss, and endings are part of the cycle of life. Perhaps this is a time to let go of what has no further use in your life. These worries. Let go of that which hinders and harms. Let go of relationships and dreams that are over or complete. Let go of your leaves like we do. You will grow new ones. Go into the silence as you prepare for winter. Take stock of your life. You've produced so much. Now let it all go so you can begin again. Be in the present moment. What is there left to do? Tie up loose ends. Forgive yourself and others. Now it's time to prepare the garden by taking out the refuse and the dead. Make a clean space and leave it fallow so you can begin to contemplate what you will plant. We represent preparation for the new cycle. which will always come. Right? So yeah, that's what I'm messing up. Can't even talk, pile 2. Spirit's hot tip for you is you are protected. Like, they have your back, and they know it's scary, and that, like, maybe there was something you weren't able to, or, you know, a situation or something that wasn't serving you that you've been carrying for too long. And that isn't to say, you know, we all create our realities. If you want to re-enter that situation or what have you, you can. But in order to do so, in order to re-enter it in a way that is fulfilling and full of love and grace and just really awesome, you got to let go of this past story. You got to let go of this burden, this thing that's literally eclipsing your joy. Pile 2. All right, I'm going to end the reading on that. Yeah, so yeah, definitely let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. Like, that, it makes me giddy. It makes me not able to talk good on camera. So thank you to those who've done that. If you haven't done it yet, click it. I don't know where I'm pointing, but whatever. And I really hope you have an awesome rest of your day, week, life. I hope I see you, or, you know, you see my hands again sometime in said life. And I will see you next time. Bye, pile 2. Hello, hello. If you are here, you picked pile 3 for what hot tip does Spirit have for you? And your pile had the amethyst. If you can hear my dog snoring in the background, sorry. Amethyst, I'm trying to get it so I can focus. It's like a chevron amethyst. And the purple, a lot of people will automatically associate it with the third eye, you know, intuition, all that jazz, which is true. But for me, I don't know why I'm being like called to say it's also like a stone of sobriety and clarity. And that sort of strength and being able to see clearly or allow yourself to see clearly, whatever that means to you, pile 3. Yeah, I think Spirit is saying, yeah, their hot tip is allow yourself to have that sobriety. And that might mean literally, like, if you have been, you know, dabbling in THC or I'm just trying to, you know, things of that nature that, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Inebriate you. Maybe take a break to give yourself some clarity. Or it could just be Spirit's hot tip is, like, we're going to, like, help you with this, like, sudden clarity is kind of what I'm getting, pile 3. But let's keep looking what Spirit's hot tip is for you. I pre-pulled these, but I did not pre-look, so to speak. I've got Sylvia Oracle cards, a couple tarot cards, and then we're going to close with the Celtic Tree Oracle because they have a message from Spirit, and I feel like that's a good way to end a hot tip from Spirit reading. All right, let's go, pile 3. We've got Journey, Liza, and a dark-haired man. Ein braunhaariger Mann. I don't know if I said that right, correctly. It's interesting because these two guys, these two fellas, or masculine energies, you know, looking at each other. I'm just, I feel like pile 3, just based off of this, it's sort of like I'm seeing like everything's going to plan. Like whatever journey you're on, everything's going to plan. Just because you see, like, it almost looks like they're greeting each other. I mean, except for this guy who has to carry everything. But everything's going to plan. And it almost looks like this person has a trick up their sleeve. And I don't think this is a warning so much from Spirit, because, like, I don't know, I just feel like that's weird for... Anyway, point being, I don't think this is Spirit saying, like, oh, watch out for somebody with a trick up their sleeve. I think Spirit's saying, like, hot tip, like, you got a trick up your sleeve. Like, you might not realize it, but you got a trick up your sleeve, is what I keep hearing. Pile 3. But let's look at your tarot to kind of delve into this more. What this trick up your sleeve is. To, like, really get this, like, journey, whatever this is. You know, it doesn't have to be, like, a physical journey, but, you know, you're on a health kick and you want to, you know, reconnect with your body, or you want to start your business, or whatever it is, this journey, there's a trick up your sleeve that I don't think you realize yet, is what Spirit's hot tip is so far. But let's go. Yeah, doig. You got the Magician. Like, yeah, that's the hot tip. It's like, bro, you already know what to do. That's the hot tip. From Spirit, they're like, yeah, you already are like the Magi, like you know how to bring this into fruition. This is cool. And then you have the 3 of discs in reverse. Interesting. I do think that this, like, Spirit's hot tip might be to, especially when you're trying to bring things into the world, like maybe, I don't know, I'm getting that the hot tip is, you know, be careful with who you share what you're manifesting or what you're, you know, working on with, because there are people that ultimately are like awesome collaborators, and then there are people who can kind of bring you down or be like, oh, how can you possibly do that? Like, you know, they're really good friends, but they just don't have the perspective that you do. And that isn't to say, like, you know, go pursue something with abandon that you know in your heart of hearts is going to end poorly, so to speak. But I think more than anything, it's just like, Spirit's hot tip is, you know, you've got the trick up your sleeve, keep it up your sleeve for a little longer. That's what I'm hearing. Like, you know, don't let people know how the sausage gets made or what kind of sausage you're making. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying that. Pile 3. And then you got, okay, temperance. Yeah, literally it's like, yeah, be careful who you're talking to, or just keep a lid on it for now, you know? Is what I'm getting. And then you got, yeah, the 2 of discs in reverse. Interesting, you got 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, both in reverse. And I think Spirit's hot tip here is, I'm going to really quickly look at the guidebook, because it feels like, yeah, something about like keeping your balance. And I think especially with temperance too, that could even mean being like, you know, don't be Icarus, don't fly too close to the sun, in terms of like feeling too hot to trot. Is that a saying? and what you can manifest. That isn't to say like, you're allowed to be proud of yourself. You're allowed to be like, yeah, I'm awesome, and I can look at what I can friggin' bring to life. Like, are you kidding me? Like, of course you're allowed to be like super pumped about it, but don't use it to like prove a point, is what I'm getting. Like, don't use it to be like, oh yeah, well, I can do this and you can't. Like, that's not going to serve you. Like, I feel like the temperance, that balance there, Spirit's hot tip is to like, yeah, just really keeping that balance, that focus. And also, especially if you're bringing in a lot of money, it's like, I think Spirit's hot tip is also like, be sure to put money away too. Because like, yeah, you're bringing in a lot of money now. That isn't to say you won't always be bringing a lot of money, but like, you know, be prepared, like, especially with the temperance, pile 3. But yeah, you're kicking butt is what I'm seeing right now, pile 3. It's just, Spirit's hot tip is like, hey, like you do have the trick up your sleeve. You're on the right path. Just make sure you're keeping that balance, and especially like, you know, keeping one foot in the material plane, right? Because we can't just be all up in magician land all the time, because what would the point of that be? Pile 3, we're going to end your reading with your Celtic Tree Oracle. This one was a little shorter, but I think it was like very sweet, just like short and sweet, because the hot tip is, yeah, you're on the right path. Just remember to keep that balance, that temperance, that, and, you know, don't use them, especially again, like, don't like tell people like, oh, I can manifest whatever the hell I want, or, you know, I don't know why I'm getting manifesting, or if like this is a job, like I can get any job I want. Like, I feel like even if you can, yes, like the way, like don't express it in a way to like prove something to people is what I'm getting. Pile 3. That's the hot tip. So you got the Ruis Elder from the Celtic Tree Oracle. And this is a card of new beginnings, I believe, as well, which is interesting, like in terms of where you're at. Because I feel like it's like a very subtle change. Like, yes, this is a new beginning in the sense it's like you could like kind of, there's a path where you could, you know, go off balance, quote unquote, but it's like, no, you're going to do it. You're going to be okay. Spirit's like, hot tip is like, as long as you follow this, like, you're going to be good. Yeah, the Elder represents a threshold, a doorway that you're approaching. Yeah, the end and the beginning and the end. I'm going to read the message from the book, Pile 3. I'm the Ruis Elder, and I draw close to you as I represent completions. I'm here to guide you as you let go of the past and review what has been created. Okay, this is making sense now. Why I keep hearing like, don't like be like, no, woo woo, look what I can do. It's like, maybe part of you manifesting was like, I don't want to say revenge, but you know, the best revenge is a well-lived life, right? And sometimes people make us mad to, you know, light a fire under our booties and get us into action, and whatever the situation, like it did, like maybe it got you to where you are and you are able to bring in so much. But especially here when it says I'm here to guide you as you let go of the past. I don't use the word don't, but Spirit is hot tip is to avoid throwing whatever this is in people's face, because it's not going to achieve the desired result. Like, it might feel good for you in that moment, but can you imagine being on the receiving end of that, of somebody who like, or, you know, a coworker who's like, in your face, look what I can do. Like, you'd be like, all right. Like, you know, it would just be weird. I hold you as you look at everything that's been created up to this point. I thank you for your endeavors and hard work. I see your joys and disappointments. I honor you for everything that you have experienced in this ending cycle of growth. I support you totally as you bring things to an end, and I offer you encouragement as you look to the future and to bring new horizons. It is time to begin a whole new chapter in your life at a whole new level. I am here to guide you and support you to plant new seeds and make new choices. I stand with the elders and the ancients. We are here for you. We offer you our wisdom. It is time to release something so you can move ahead. Perhaps the pond you are in is too small. Perhaps you need a leap of faith. You may find a whole new life ahead of you if you take the jump. Go ahead. You have contemplated change long enough. You have thought about consequences and sought advice. Be kind to your fears, but don't let them block you. Move forward and embrace the new. All right, there it is, pile 3. I will conclude your reading there. You're doing great, just to reiterate. Just don't dish out hate. Sorry, I was going for 3 rhymes and I regret it immediately. Thank you for staying this long, pile 3. I hope it this reading brought you some clarity or insight or something you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, please, you know, like, comment, share, subscribe. It really puts a smile on my face and helps my channel grow and helps me do more of these. And I think they're fun, and I hope that they're, you know, genuinely bringing some perspective or something that you needed today. So again, thank you for being here, pile 3. And until next time, I will see you next time. Bye.